It was a quiet Tuesday afternoon, the kind that usually passes unnoticed. The house was mostly silent, except for the faint hum of the air conditioning and the occasional creak of the wooden floor. I had just gotten home early from work, something that didn't happen often. I worked long hours as a home care nurse, so walking into an empty house felt like a luxury. Or so I thought. That day, I had no idea everything was about to change. My name is Laura. I'm 42 years old, and I married my husband, David, 6 years ago. He came into my life with a gentle soul and one teenage son from his previous marriage, Jason. At the time, Jason was 15 and going through the usual angst that comes with adolescence. He kept mostly to himself, especially when I first moved in. He didn't call me Mom, which was okay. I never asked him to. I understood I was an outsider entering their little world, so I treaded gently. Over time, though, Jason warmed up to me, and we found a comfortable rhythm, one built on respect and space. Jason was 21 now, a college student attending a nearby university. He still lived with us to save on rent, and because honestly David and I loved having him around. He was bright, funny in a dry sort of way, and fiercely independent. But in the months leading up to that day, I had started to notice something different. Jason had become more distant, not the usual kind of busy college kid distant, but something else. He barely made eye contact, stayed up late, and avoided being alone in the same room with me. I chalked it up to finals stress, or maybe a breakup. I didn't want to pry. That Tuesday, I got home around 2 p.m. I didn't announce myself. David was out of town on a business trip, and I thought Jason would be in class. I walked into the kitchen, dropped my purse on the counter, and grabbed a bottle of water. Then I noticed something strange. The TV in the living room was on, volume low, but playing a streaming show Jason and I had once watched together. I furrowed my brows. He wasn't supposed to be home. I padded softly down the hallway toward his room. The door was slightly ajar. I didn't mean to pry, truly, but something pulled me closer. I called out, "Jason?" No answer. I pushed the door open an inch further and froze. He didn't see me. I didn't even mean to look that long. But what I saw was enough to stun me. Jason was standing in front of his mirror, shirtless, staring at himself like he was struggling to breathe. His face was flushed, eyes damp like he'd been crying. I was about to walk away and pretend I'd never seen anything, when I heard him whisper, "I can't do this, not with her here. Not when I feel like this." I stepped back before I made a sound. My heart raced. What had I just witnessed? I walked quietly back to the kitchen and sat down, hands trembling. Jason wasn't okay. That was clear. But what wasn't clear was what he meant. I knew I needed to talk to him. But how do you begin that kind of conversation? An hour passed before Jason came out of his room. He was surprised to see me, gave me an awkward nod, and went straight to the fridge. I cleared my throat. "Jason, can we talk for a second?" He looked up, startled. Sure. What's up?" "I came home early today," I said carefully. "I didn't mean to invade your space. But I heard you. In your room." His face went pale. "You heard me?" I nodded. "I'm not here to make you uncomfortable. But you looked upset, and I'm worried about you." He sat down slowly at the table across from me. Silence stretched between us. He looked at his hands, then back at me. "I didn't mean for you to see that," he whispered. "I've been trying to deal with something for a long time, and it's just getting harder." I leaned in gently. "Whatever it is, you don't have to go through it alone." He laughed bitterly. "That's the thing, Laura. I am alone. Because if I told anyone what I feel, they'd think I'm sick. Or messed up." I shook my head. "You don't know that. Try me." His eyes locked onto mine. "It's you. I've had feelings for you. For a while now. I didn't ask for them. I didn't try to feel this way. But it's there, and I don't know how to turn it off." The air was suddenly heavy. I sat motionless, his confession sinking deep into my chest. I could see the shame written across his face. "I know it's wrong," he said quickly. "You're my stepmom. I don't expect anything. I've been trying to get over it. That's why I've been distant. I thought if I avoided you it would fade." My instinct as a caretaker kicked in before anything else. I reached out and held his hand gently. "Jason, Thank you for trusting me with that. You're not sick. You're human. You're going through something confusing, and it's okay to talk about it. But I need you to know, this can't turn into anything else. I know, he said, nodding. I wasn't trying to make anything happen. I just needed to say it before I lost my mind. We sat there for a long time. And in that moment, something between us shifted. Not into anything inappropriate, but into something deeply human. He had been carrying so much guilt and pain, and now it was out in the open. Over the next few weeks, things between Jason and I changed, subtly but positively. He started seeing a counselor at school. He said he wanted to work through what he was feeling with someone qualified to help. I respected that deeply. David came back from his trip none the wiser, and I didn't tell him about the conversation. It wasn't a secret meant to hurt him. It was something Jason needed to deal with privately. And he did. He began focusing more on his studies, spent time with friends again, and even started dating a girl from his photography class. One evening, a few months later, Jason and I were both sitting on the porch. It had become our quiet space. He turned to me and smiled. Thank you for not judging me that day. I don't know where I'd be if you hadn't handled it the way you did. I smiled back. You're stronger than you know, Jason. It takes courage to face your own truth. He nodded, looking ahead at the orange horizon. That day changed everything for me. It changed everything for me too. Not because of what was confessed, but because it reminded me of the power of empathy, of holding space for someone else's truth, even when it's hard. That day, I didn't just catch my stepson in a moment of vulnerability. I caught a glimpse of the fragile human condition, and it reminded me why love, in its purest form, is never wrong. Not all stories end with fireworks or heartbreak. Some end in healing. And that Tuesday afternoon was the start of his, and mine.